I always thought my love for lemonade wouldn't come back to bite me, like literally.
Mm.
But lately I've been noticing my teeth looking a bit like those frosted glass windows.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah.
the
And
ones that like let light through, but you can't quite see through them clearly.
right, right.
Turns out I'm not alone. A ton of you submitted questions about translucent teeth,
Yeah.
and it sparked a fascinating deep dive for us today.
Interesting. Yeah.
Ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
Today we're going to uncover why this happens,
Yeah.
what it means, and what we can do about it.
Okay.
Joining me, as always, is our expert who is going to break it all down for us. What's the deal with our teeth seemingly pulling a disappearing act?
Well, it all circles back to enamel. That tough, protective outer layer we always hear about. It's like the superhero shield protecting our teeth.
Makes sense. But what's happening to that shield when our teeth start looking translucent?
Imagine your enamel like a ceramic coating on a car,
Right.
right?
Okay.
It's super strong,
Mm-hmm.
but once it starts to wear away, you start to see what's underneath.
Right.
Same thing happens with our teeth.
Okay.
This process is called enamel erosion, and it happens gradually over time, usually due to, wait for it, acid.
Okay, acid. We hear that word thrown around a lot. Break it down for us. What's the connection between acid and our teeth practically vanishing before our eyes?
It's all about the pH scale.
Okay.
Remember that from chemistry class? Lower pH means more acidic. And here's the kicker. Anything below a pH of 4 is like kryptonite for our enamel, slowly dissolving the minerals that make it strong and opaque.
And just to put that into perspective for everyone, what are some things we regularly eat and drink that fall into this danger zone?
You probably already suspect the usual suspects. Sodas, sports drinks, those are no-brainers. But here's the surprising part. Many seemingly healthy drinks are just as acidic, if not more so.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Like what? Don't leave us hanging.
Think fruit juices, even the ones marketed as 100% natural, that orange juice you have every morning.
Yeah.
It has a pH of around 3.5, putting it right up there with some sodas in terms of acidity. Even my beloved lemonade sits at a 2 on the pH scale.
Wow, that's a serious reality check. I guess it's not just about cutting back on the sugary stuff.
Exactly. It's about being mindful of the acidity of everything we consume, even those healthy choices we make.
Okay, so we've talked about the impact of our diet on enamel, but what's fascinating is that your teeth can actually be a window into your overall health. Sometimes translucent teeth can signal other things going on in your body, and that's what we are going to get into when we come back after the break. Before the break, we were diving into how our teeth, especially those becoming translucent, can actually give us a glimpse into our overall health.
Yeah.
And I have to admit, I'm completely fascinated by this idea that our mouths can hold so many clues.
Yeah,
So where do we even begin?
well, it's truly remarkable how interconnected our bodies are. Like, for instance, let's talk about celiac disease. You might be thinking, wait, isn't that a digestive issue? And you'd be right. But did you know it can also manifest in your teeth?
Okay, now that's a connection I wouldn't have made on my own. I'm all ears.
So celiac disease is an autoimmune condition where eating gluten triggers an immune response that damages the small intestine.
Okay?
Now, here's where it gets interesting. This damage can interfere with your body's ability to absorb vital nutrients from food,
Uh,
including those essential for healthy teeth, like calcium and phosphate.
So it's like a domino effect. The gut gets inflamed. Nutrient absorption takes a hit, and our teeth end up feeling the consequences.
Exactly. And this often shows up as enamel defects, making teeth weaker and, you guessed it, more translucent.
Wow, that's incredible. It makes you realize how important it is to pay attention to what our bodies are telling us.
Absolutely.
Even in seemingly unrelated areas, like our teeth.
Exactly. And it's not just celiac disease. Another culprit behind translucent teeth is dry mouth, or xerostomia.
Okay, dry mouth, we've all been there, right?
Yeah.
Especially first thing in the morning.
Right.
But how does that tie into all of this?
Well, here's the thing. Saliva is like our mouth's very own superhero sidekick.
Okay?
It constantly fights to neutralize acids, wash away food particles, and even remineralize our enamel with essential minerals.
Okay.
But when we have chronic dry mouth, our saliva production takes a nosedive, leaving our teeth vulnerable to those acidic attacks we talked about earlier.
It's like losing a vital member of your defense team. No wonder our teeth start to show wear and tear.
Precisely. And just like celiac disease, dry mouth can be caused by a variety of factors,
Oh, well.
from certain medications to underlying health conditions.
Okay, so we've got these internal factors to consider, but let's not forget about the more direct attacks on our enamel. We were chatting about acid reflux before the break. What's the deal with that?
Acid reflux. It's not just about those fiery heartburn sensations. Remember how we talked about stomach acid being incredibly acidic, sitting at a 2 on the pH scale?
Yeah, that image is still burned into my brain. Not exactly a pleasant visual.
Well, with acid reflux, that stomach acid flows back up into the esophagus and can even reach the mouth.
Oh, wow.
And when this happens repeatedly, it's like giving your teeth a bath in acid.
Ouch. So not only are we dealing with acids from the foods and drinks we consume, but some of us are also facing this internal acid attack.
Unfortunately, yes. And the worst part is that the early signs of acid reflux can be subtle, making it easy to dismiss them as just indigestion.
This is all a bit overwhelming. We've uncovered a whole network of culprits, from the things we eat and drink to underlying health conditions and even our own stomach acid. It's making me wonder, is there anything we can actually do to protect our precious enamel? Or are we all destined to have see-through smiles eventually?
Don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. There are absolutely things we can do to fight back against enamel erosion, and that's what we're going to explore when we return.
All right, we're back, and honestly, after that last segment, I'm like feeling the need to give my teeth a little extra love.
Yeah,
We've covered a lot of ground,
we have.
but the question on everyone's mind is probably, can we actually reverse the damage once it's done?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the honest answer is enamel doesn't regenerate like other tissues in our body.
Okay.
Once it's gone, it's gone.
Okay, that's not what I wanted to hear, but I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah.
So what are our options if our enamel is already showing signs of wear and tear?
Well, the good news is that not all hope is lost.
Okay.
First and foremost, it's about stopping further erosion.
Right.
And luckily, there are some pretty simple yet effective strategies we can implement in our daily routines.
Okay, tell us everything. I'm ready to become an enamel-protecting warrior.
First up, let's talk about those acidic culprits we've been discussing.
Okay.
Now, I'm not suggesting you swear off orange juice or lemonade forever, but being mindful of how you consume them can make a big difference.
So what, like sipping it through a straw so it bypasses my teeth?
Exactly. Using a straw helps minimize the acid's contact with your enamel, significantly reducing the erosive impact.
That's such an easy tweak. What else can we do?
Another game changer is simply waiting a bit to brush after consuming acidic foods or drinks. I know.
Yeah.
We're conditioned to brush right away, but hear me out.
Okay.
When enamel is exposed to acid, it temporarily softens.
Wait, seriously. It's like our teeth are doing a temporary disappearing act.
That's a great way to put it. So if you brush too soon, you're essentially scrubbing away softened enamel, which is the opposite of what we want.
Wow. I had no idea. So how long should we wait before whipping out the toothbrush?
Give it at least 30 minutes. This allows your saliva, which is naturally alkaline, to neutralize the acid and begin the remineralization process.
Okay, that makes so much sense. It's like giving our saliva a chance to work its magic before we go in with the heavy artillery.
Exactly. Speaking of remineralization, there are things we can do to give our saliva a helping hand. Ever heard of fluoride?
Of course. It's like the gold standard of dental care, right?
It's essential.
Right.
Fluoride strengthens enamel, making it more resistant to those acid attacks. Using a fluoride toothpaste and mouthwash is a great start.
Got it. So fluoride is our friend. Any other secret weapons we can add to our arsenal?
Your diet plays a role too.
Oh, okay.
Calcium-rich foods like dairy products, leafy greens, and almonds are fantastic for strengthening teeth. And don't forget about vitamin D. It helps your body absorb calcium more effectively.
So it's like a 1-2 punch for strong teeth. Calcium for building and vitamin D for absorption.
You got it. Now, for those dealing with more advanced enamel erosion, there are professional options available as well.
All right, let's talk about those. What can someone do if their translucent teeth are causing sensitivity or affecting the structure of their teeth?
That's where cosmetic dentistry comes in. One option is dental bonding, where a tooth-colored resin is applied to the tooth, masking any imperfections and strengthening the enamel.
That sounds relatively painless. What about more severe cases?
For those, veneers or crowns might be the best course of action. Veneers are thin shells of porcelain that are custom-made to fit over your teeth,
Okay.
while crowns act like a cap, fully encasing the tooth for maximum protection.
And it sounds like there's a whole spectrum of options, depending on the severity of the erosion.
Yeah.
This has been so informative.
Good.
Any final words of wisdom for our listeners?
Listen to your body. Don't ignore changes in your teeth, even if they seem minor. Early detection is key.
Couldn't agree more. It's amazing how much we can learn from something as simple as noticing our teeth becoming a bit translucent.
Yeah.
So the next time you're sipping on that acidic drink, remember your straw, your saliva, and your next dental checkup. Until next time, happy listening.